got one mic here. Oh, never mind. He's live streaming. Here's something.
Good evening. Can everyone take their seat? Can everyone take their seat? Welcome to the celebration and graduation of the third year internal medicine residents. Tonight is a special occasion because it marks the end of 3 long years of residency. 3 amazing years that began in 2018 and now has come to an end. They started as interns, running around litigation fees and answering calls. Then they became confident second years training the next intern class. Finally, they became third years, dealing with COVID while at the same time preparing for their next stage in life. Every year, we have a graduation, but this year is really special. I've watched this class grow, and it has been an honor. Tonight, we'll have dinner, enjoy a few words from the current chiefs, introduce the new chiefs, and have an amazing speech from Dr. Shaw, present awards, and then present certificates. So let's relax, enjoy, laugh, and shed a few tears.
Why does he sit in the Your wife, Herman?
It's like a year I was so weird about the way it's I'm gonna go early. Everybody was like,
I died. I'm like,
You could just like sit there.
Dr. Curry will now come up to introduce the chief residents and to present the chairs.
Okay, I'd like to give a big thank you to our outgoing chiefs, Dr. Jerry Coe and Dr. Monty Dula. They have done a phenomenal job for the last 16 months. I don't think anyone's done 16 months before, so I'm grateful for them. Presenting chief chairs to the outgoing chiefs is a long-standing tradition in our program, probably going about 40 years now. And it signifies that it's time to finally sit down for a minute and relax. So Anita and Jared, I'd like you to come up and have a seat. Thank you both for your hard work and working with Dr. Sells on the new conference series, the schedules, participating in the National Jeopardy contest, and for all your hard work that you do behind the scenes that nobody sees. I couldn't do it without y'all. These chairs will hopefully remind you of the friends you've made here and experiences you've had going through to become as confident as you are. I'm very grateful to have worked closely with both of you. So if you want to have a seat, we can have
I'll talk.
Thank you, Dr. Curry. Thank you all. Yeah, it's been an interesting 3 years. It's probably been the most productive and eventful time in my life and everyone's lives here. I want to thank all the faculty who guided us and shepherded us this last 3 years through a pandemic, through becoming doctors. I want to thank my family, because my mom is here. My family watching from around the country. Thank you for the live stream, by the way. I guess I'm going to say it's, this is kind of the end of our time here, but it's the beginning of our time, as doctors out in the world. We've got the tools to become doctors here, and every day from here until we retire or stop being doctors, we'll be using what we've learned here to go forward and to learn medicine. This is merely the beginning. I think that's all the wisdom I have. Thank you so much.
First, I want to thank Jamie, Roots, and Jonas Department for arranging all of this. It's been a long time coming since we had a party gathering, everyone can see faces without masks. We've been through a lot. In the beginning of residency, most of my third year, my co-residents remember I was the most, scared resident to begin with. I worked with Jay Patel. First 3 days, he starts yelling at me for no reason. I have no idea what I'm doing. It was terrifying. Jay's a good friend of mine. It's great. I learned a lot from him. But I feel like we all learned a lot from each other. I learned a lot from attendings. This has been I feel like I've really gained confidence in the last 3 years that I've been here. And that's the main thing. We all are doctors. We all know medical knowledge. But for me personally, it is the confidence level that my attendings have instilled in me. I'm not sure anybody, like Dr. Arden, I was talking to him earlier today, he stayed to me until 6 p.m. to doing a Doris and T's, my first ever. I'm like, no attending would stay until that late. I'm not sure if any attending, like Dr. Sells, would make a quiche during my holiday rotation. I was looking at 4 a.m. to bake a quiche and around at 5 a.m. This makes sense. So why would we do that? That's just what he does. Dr. Khan's bringing ice cream. Dr. Caesar's bringing, buying coffee. Dr. Curry's texting me at 3 a.m. Like, hey, you sure you're good? All my attendings have been wonderful this year. All my co-residents, my second years, the third, the first years, y'all have stepped up. I've all texted probably all y'all about at some point, hey, I need you to cover a shift, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. You've all been so, willing to do that, especially in the time of the pandemic. So I appreciate everything that y'all been doing to keep us, me and Jared and I, the entire program running is, the way it has. And, me and Jared are obviously honored to have been your chiefs for the last year. And with that note, we do want to invite on our current upcoming chiefs, Dr. Rebecca Lee and Dr. Jen Snowy, up to the stage. I think there's something's coming. Who's on the program?
We're really excited about next year. Looking forward to a great academic year. We did not know about it.
So, in full disclosure, we did try to avoid this because we wanted this to be about celebrating the great job that Jared and Monique have done this year. But we are very fortunate to be the first chief residents that get to stick around and harass everybody here for another year. So we are very excited about the opportunity to continue working with the people that are here. We've had an amazing time thus far, and it's going to be strange but wonderful to transition into a new role. So we're very grateful that you're welcoming us into that. We hope we can serve you well, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the night. So thank you very much. Thank you, guys. And now we'll have Dr. Shaw, a keynote speaker.
All right, you guys. I'm not sure how you put me up to this, but thanks. All right, well, tonight we gather to basically honor the accomplishments of this third-year internal medicine class, as well as our one budding ophthalmologist in the room. Yes, we've kind of gotten a little bit the third-year mix, but Dr. Jarrett, we've appreciated having you around us as well. So I want to take a second, stop, and savor the enormity of this accomplishment. It's a pretty big deal, y'all. Each of you has immersed yourself in honing your craft of medicine over the last 3 years of this postgraduate training program. All the sick patients you covered over the nights in the ICU, you guys know about those people that you're like, don't die till tomorrow morning. We've all done that. There's a lot of anxiety that's involved in these life or death situations. And quite honestly, most average people would basically be rendered into an incapacitated mess if they were put in the position that you guys have gone through for the last 3 years. So applaud yourself for this. And let's not forget about those preceding 4 years of undergrad. You guys all know what I'm talking about, right? Remember those weed out classes? Organic chemistry, physics, calculus. Yeah, calculus almost kept me out of medical school. So don't forget about the sacrifices that you made to even become a resident, right? Medical school, you guys remember? They always say it's like drinking out of a fire hose, but losing it is completely accurate. You get bits and pieces and you try not to drown in the whole kind of hazing process that's occurring. The other thing that I always want to remind you guys about is some of the things that we don't talk about. Some of us went through maybe some racism, maybe some sexism to get there. You guys all remember those people who told you, I didn't get into medical school, you won't either. Sometimes it's more overt, more pervasive than that. These are all things that we've gone through to get where we are today. Be proud of that. It's a lot. And those guys that are kind of foreign medical grads, you guys have gone through stuff I wouldn't even understand. You come to this country to practice medicine. Can't even imagine the amount of hurdles you had to jump through, testing, scores, interviews. It's just really, truly unimaginable to me. So congratulations. All right, so I guess in summary of that, tonight is a culmination of a lot of self-flagellation. What do you say? Just a lot of beating yourself up, a lot of torture, a lot of pain. You've sacrificed an untold number of hours of sleep, time with your family, time with your friends. How many important events in your lives have you missed? I can't tell you how many weddings I've missed. I think my friends are surprised when I show up for events. And then we're going to add to the mix COVID. You guys made it through COVID. It's really been a unique year, and the challenges and fear that COVID has brought to modern medicine, we just never faced anything like it before. Thankfully, we had our chief at the helm, Dr. Nick Sells, who's probably going to look really embarrassed right now. But I want to take a second to acknowledge all that you've done to kind of steer the boat. And I honestly told my parents this when I talked to them during the beginning of this whole COVID thing. I was like, look, I got the best boss. He really is the most knowledgeable man. I have steadfast faith in him and his decision making. I think all of us around the room feel that way. This would have been a much more terrifying prospective endeavor if it hadn't been for you. So just a moment to thank you and all of you. And let's not forget, you have his firstborn child during all of this. God help you. I don't know how you did that. I really don't. All right. So for some of you, you're moving on. You're catapulting onto a fellowship. For others of you, you're going to finally enjoy the elusive attending status and salary. What? You're finally going to make some money, y'all. What? But for all of you, this signifies the close of a very important chapter in your life. And I want you to take a second and absorb what you've achieved. So this is an interesting statistic. Only 0.29, get that, 0.3% of the U.S. population is a physician. What? Y'all are pretty elite. And we all know why. Because this has been anything but easy. And you have arrived, so celebrate that. So when I sat down to write the speech, there's a fair amount of staring at a blinking cursor, you know what I'm talking about? And at last, I kind of decided to approach this the way I approach those really difficult consults that I get that are like, oh, the patient's been here for 3 months and we don't know what's wrong. I'm like, great. So I started at the beginning. So starting at the beginning for us, I think actually goes back to the product code, and you guys are going to find that on the table. I want us to actually go back through and look at this. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, and I apologize in advance for that, but I think it's actually kind of a useful exercise. So if you guys want to take a second to look at it. If you need some more extra copies, hot off the UHC press before I came, as I was last minute putting the speech together. So if you guys want to say it with me, that would be awesome. This is not the original version. So the original version actually kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. I think it was very outdated. It was like the reason for physician burnout, all kinds of oddities about how to practice medicine. I was like, what? But this version is a lot better. I hope that you guys can say it with me. So, I swear to fulfill, to the best of my abilities and judgment, this covenant. Everybody with me? I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply, for the benefit of the sick, all measures that are required, avoiding the twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic realism. I will remember that there is an art to medicine as well as a science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug. I will not be ashamed to say I know not, nor will I fail to call my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially, must I treat with care in matters of life and death. If it is given to me to save a life, all things, but it may also be within my powers to take a life. This awesome responsibility must be faced with great humbleness and awareness in my own frailty. Above all, I must not play at God. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect a person's family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related problems if I am to care adequately for the sick. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind as well as me. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy a life in art, respected while I live and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help. All right, guys, it's gonna be a little serious from here. So Gertrude said, just keep it uplifting, and I was like, well, crap, it's not. I was like, I violated rule number one. So every generation of physicians faces their own unique challenges. I submit to you that ours is to take back medicine. Layers of bureaucracy dictate how we care for patients with the goal of minimizing costs while maximizing profits. I believe this is the reason for the growing epidemic of physician burnout. We have allowed care to become depersonalized, where we have 15 minutes in the outpatient arena or 25 patients to round on the hospitalist service. Documentation in the medical record trumps actually connecting with patients. Then there are the insurance company hurdles, often obstructing and sometimes even dictating medical care. Not to mention the nonsensical quality metrics that are tied to the score as a physician you received, and ultimately reimbursements. How about the email your doctor whenever you have a question, and now patients have real-time access to their testing results and charts? What about the ever-growing movement of non-physicians with a fraction of our training working with complete autonomy? Most of these very important decisions are dictated by our elected officials, who have very little insight into the complexities of modern medicine. How did this happen? How did we find ourselves here? We've been focusing on caring for the patients in front of us and navigating this very formidable process that I just outlined. In doing so, we have lost sight of the forest through the trees, and the medical system has essentially been hijacked. This really sounds very doom and gloom for a graduation speech, but I do honestly believe that we as physicians are incredibly blessed and fortunate. Thinking about it, can you pick a better profession? Is there anything else you would rather do? Knowing all of you, I don't think there is something that you would be better at or would rather do. I do think you can make the practice of medicine better. My special challenge is to you to take back medicine. I know, it's not really a very small task. I'm asking a lot. You know me, I like to ask a lot. But I'm asking you to add this to your goals for your future, whether it be your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, or your retirement plan. See how it fits in. If we all view this task as part of our duty as physicians, things will change at a rapid pace. One thing that we can see is that the current process is not leading to the desired outcome. I can think of no time in history where the essence of what we've trained all our lives to do has been more dictated by other parties, whether it be politicians, administrations, or insurance companies. I want you to think about how you might best contribute to changing the practice of medicine. We should all be engaged with our elected officials. And what about actually becoming an elected official? Maybe you need to become a hospital administrator. Maybe you need to go to the dark side of insurance companies. Just don't stop seeing patients so you don't lose touch, because that's very important to be in the trenches seeing these patients. Maybe you can help redesign the insane quality metrics which are currently being used. Maybe you make the electronic medical record better, where there's not 18 clicks to make an order. Please think about how you and your unique talents can be utilized to improve this system in the practice of medicine. You guys have all heard what John F. Kennedy said, ask not what you can do for this country, or what this country can do for you, but what you can do for this country. I want you to change that, turn around the spirit a little bit. Say, ask not what medicine can do for you, but what you can do for modern medicine. Congratulations, everyone. I'm very proud of you. I'm absolutely certain you all will go on to make your mark in medicine, and I really look forward to watching you.
Thank you, Dr. Shaw. And now we'll have Dr. Stu, who will present the Intern and Resident of the Year Award.
Welcome. So to all those who don't know me, watching on live stream, I'm a student on the staff of LSUHC, and one of the APs for our course. So I have the pleasure tonight of presenting a few of our awards. So with that, I'm going to get started. So the first award is for Intern of the Year. This award is given to the first-year resident who has demonstrated excellence and professional growth during the intern year. A recognized physician should be thought to have made a significant contribution to our residency program, with an exemplary reputation, leaving a lasting impression upon our workplace. This year's recipient is someone who is known for his can-do attitude and consistent clinical performance. He's always a pleasure to work, and always politely answered all questions, finishing with a yes, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir, no, ma'am. It's no surprise that he's loved by all residents of the hospital. That stated, I call Dr. Michael Almquist to receive the award of intern. On to resident year. This award recognizes a resident who embodies a spirit of altruism, and whose combination of clinical promise, leadership, dedication, and commitment to patient-centered care separates him or her from others. This year's recipient is someone who has been noted to be an inquisitive physician. He is respected among his peers. Among the attendings, he is known to generally arrive fashionably late. And I emphasize the fashion part. He is recognized for his fashion sense, often sporting trendy and yet well-coordinated shoes as part of his overall design. Ladies and gentlemen, I call up Dr. Tristan Dow to receive the award of Veterans Flag.
Over here. Oh, sorry. There we go.
Congratulations. And now Dr. Swiss will come up to present the UHC and LTMC Faculty of the Year.
Hello, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Jonathan, so everyone at home. So I didn't really know who was winning, and I didn't know I was doing this until, relatively recently. So this will be short and sweet, but ultimately, after I found out who the winners were, I'm glad they chose me to be up here and introduce them. So I guess first we'll go with the Faculty of the Year from UHC. And this person is very dear to me and my future career, as she is a great keynote speaker as well. And she's embarrassed up here. She's taught me a lot. She's prepared me for hopefully my future, and I couldn't ask her to be any better of a person, teacher. And so this year's winner is Dr. Ann Shaw.
By the way, I'm so stupid, I didn't realize it was the front table. I thought it was over here. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So this next person unfortunately couldn't be with us, but he's also near and dear to my heart just for my education. And every time at Lafayette General, he's probably one of the smartest people I know. He pushes me to be a better person, even in the ICU as a physician and just a person in general. I can't tell you how much I've learned from him, and just critical thinking, and just as a just kind of what to do to begin with. He's made me a better physician in general. But this year's Lafayette General Faculty of the Year is Dr. Jody Ross.
And now we'll have a special presentation by Dr. Jeffrey Fine.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jeff Fong. I'm graduating third years. I have a bit of an atypical award to give out, not one of our routine yearly awards, but this really hasn't been a routine year, so I guess it just kind of fits the theme. In this lack of routine, we saw some very strange things this year. I think if you watched the news, like we probably all were glued to, you saw nurses and doctors wearing garbage bags because they ran out of gowns. We saw workers with blisters and rashes on their face from wearing N95s all day, day after day, because they didn't know if their patients had COVID. They didn't check everybody, so they had to treat everyone like they might have. Those same people were in soiled, dirty, overused N95s, probably not protecting themselves to the level they should have, but they had no choice because they ran out of equipment. We heard stories of residents being pulled to different programs, different cities, away from their training, away from their education, because other hospitals needed more hands on deck. Even saw wonders that had this kit to turn those full face snorkel mask into a respirator somehow. So we saw some strange stuff. We didn't see those things in our program. We saw a lot of long hours. We saw exhaustion. I think we saw despair in each other. Sure, I'm not alone when I said that we felt helpless at times. It was certainly a challenging, frustrating year, but it was a challenge we overcame. There's someone here that took extraordinary measures to protect us. This person went above and beyond to make sure that we never ran out of PPE. While we made sacrifices all around, this person made it a top priority to make sure that we were still educated and that our focus is still on training, not just on work. So it wasn't just about COVID, this is residency, we're here to learn. Because this person made the fastest testing available, we had it earlier than other hospitals in the area sometimes. We had enough tests to check every single admission for COVID, so we knew what PPE we needed before we went on the run. We didn't have to worry about what we were going to be exposing ourselves to. When my wife and I got home, I didn't have to worry if I was dragging home COVID to my newborn little boy, because I might have unintentionally been exposed that day, not knowing what the patient had. Best of all, we didn't wear any trash bags. There were a lot of people involved in these efforts, protecting the residents, keeping us all on track, keeping us all safe. This person spearheaded. They made it clear that no one was going to put their residents at risk. So in genuine appreciation for the extraordinary efforts that you made to shield your residents from COVID-19 and the pandemic we lived through, the class of 2021 would like to present this special award, this special shield, to Dr. Nicholas Sells.
Thank you, certainly not needed, but thank you very much.
And now we'll have a presentation of certificates. Dr. Curry and Dr. Sells.
You be sure I'm not like Chris. They did tell Tristan in his description how fashionable he was. I just want to point out. And I will also say there's several times where Tristan comes in morning report late, but wearing the same shirt and pants as me, just in a smaller, shorter size. Yeah.
So this is
Dr. Jobert.
our one.
Caitlin.
Caitlin Jobert, our one.
There's not going to be more
Intern.
Oh, are we looking at you? Dr. Bondagula.
Dr. Jared Coe.
Dr. Janice.
Janice Hines. It's awkward.
I know it's awkward up here.
Sorry,
it's awkward.
It's like, do we hug, do we shake? I don't know.
I'm a hugger. You're gonna hug. Thank you.
Dr. Jeffrey Putnam.
Jeff,
In my mind, I'm as tall as Jeff.
Dr. Marilyn Putnam.
You did.
Dr. Kristen Nguyen.
Looking sharp, crispy. Looking sharp.
Congratulations.
Dr. Rebecca Lee Frector.
I know, right? I know.
Dr. Luther State.
Congratulations, Berkshire.
Dr. Jonathan Swift.
Congratulations, sir.
I recruited him. I recruited him pedaling on the Peloton.
He loves it. No, it's chest X-ray reading glory.
Never forget. Never. Congratulations, sir.
Dr. Wexler.
Sexy boy.
Thank you, Dr. Kerr and Dr. Sells. Now we'll have Dr. Stu present the Internal Medicine Summit Award.
I'm back. I have the pleasure of presenting the Summit Award. So this award is to honor a resident who has exemplified excellence in professionalism, teamwork, patient care, and communication. Qualities demonstrated by our recipients include compassion, a strong work ethic, knowledge, confidence, and passion. Regarding this year's recipient, I have previously described him as a whiz kid. He has always been sharp and ready to act, both recognizing heralding signs and issues that could adversely affect patient care, and promptly instituting countermeasures to address them, so that the patient's journey on the road to healing stays on course. Dr. Curry recently remarked to me that she knew that he had, quote, climbed the summit, unquote, when he was able to diagnose acute intermittent porphyria, a rare and difficult condition to recognize, months after she reviewed with him how he was suspected. Such distinguished integrative freestanding abilities are likely a part of why he was voted to receive this award. Ladies and gentlemen, I call Dr. Mann to receive this award.
One with your wife and pick one with your wife
Thank you, Dr. Stu. What an evening it has been. It has been my honor to serve as your MC tonight. Congratulations again to all of the residents. I know all too well how challenging this experience has been. I can remember the sleepless nights, long hours, and stress. But the fact of the matter is, you made it. Each of you have persevered and proved to be excellent representations of our program. As we move towards the end of our time together, I'd like to share 3 pieces of advice. First, remain humble. You all have embraced this pursuit and overcome multitudes of obstacles. Along the way, you have discovered your strengths. You work through opportunities for growth. You deepen your understandings of complex situations and diseases. And you adapted to constructive criticism. Remember that your confidence should bring forth humility. And in return, your humility will continue to produce the confidence you need to serve. Second, never stop learning. Just because your student hat disappears does not mean it has to remain dormant forever. We all know that medicine, patient care, and diseases are constantly evolving. Just look at this past year and a half. A vital part of our growth as physicians hinges on what we learn and apply. And third, always practice self-care. Maybe you enjoy family time, I definitely do. Or shopping or traveling, some people enjoy a drink after work. Or watching Netflix. Whatever it is, never forget to do the things that make you happy. By nature, we serve our communities, and we do it with grace and never complain. But remember that it's impossible to pour from a cup that's empty. Continue to fill your cup so that you can give graciously. In closing, I'd like to challenge you all to hold on to the experiences that we've shared together. I'm sure you all have laughed, and cried. We've had high points, few low points, but it's all a part of your story. Be proud and recognize your wins and losses over the years. This has added to your character and reflects your readiness to thrive as a successful and practicing internal medicine physician. You've earned this right. It's been a wonderful night. Thank you. Congratulations. And don't forget to pick up your stethoscopes in the front.
Next, there's a